Ni aje wase, ukiniona hapa of course ni behind the scenes with Mograno mwenyewe. When I was a young boy nilikuwa na dreams, nilikuwa na dream big things, nikasema let me find a way ya follow my dreams na kwa that man that I wanted to be. Na nakumbuka when I was young nilikuwa na dreams sana za kutaka kuwa polisi, lakini nasikia leo nimekaa na polisi hapa, nataka atushare story yake. Atuambie ni wapi ametoka, atuambie reality behind the scenes, life akiwork na kuserve God. Sasa utatuambia majina, utueleze maisha yako, utueleze wewe ni nani.
Okay, let me start by giving thanks to God, and because He's the one that has allowed us to reach this moment. My names are Justin, Bogita, and in regard to the job that I do, my title is PC, Justin. So the PC stands for Prison Constable.
Yeah, Prison Constable. Sasa Justin, it is just a wonderful time kuwa na wewe hapa. Na nikiwa mtoi nilikuwa na dream mingi sana ya kuwa polisi. Na pia nayo hiyo kuwa polisi haiku come true, but nilitaka kuwa ule boy mwenye nitatumia hii chance ku bring people wajue behind the scenes ya maisha ya wasi. So leo tuko hapa tunataka kujua Justin na what is behind yenye watu wajui. Behind the uniform, who is you?
Behind this uniform, yeah, it's a big story to be told, and just as you have said, I think you had the dream to become the person I am today, but for me, that never crossed my mind. Being that I was brought up in a family where my dad was a cop, I had other dreams. I can say growing up I thought of becoming an engineer, because my dad always tried to push us to study hard. So going to school, going to good school, so there's no day I dreamt of being this person, putting on this crown. But life pushes you to that point. Then you feel like, okay, let me try this. So growing up, it was a challenging situation, being raised by a dad who is a cop. Sometimes he's back in the house because of those pressures inside there. Now you see I am in a position to understand why I used to behave that way back then.
Yeah.
Those pressures, being with the inmates, you'll come back in the house, and then when you see someone messing up, you see your child not doing the things you've instructed him to do, then you find yourself punishing him to the extreme. I am born in a family of 5 siblings. I'm the second born. And I can say those years when I was growing, I think we were 3 of us, my big brother, me, and my elder sister, the sister who follows me. But now we are 5. There are others who came after we had grown up. Is the one I am. I usually say it's because of God, because reaching this position, having this job, 2 years now in service, this job, many people know that you have to pay.
Yeah.
You have to take out a bribe and get this job. But for me, all thanks to God.
Amen.
And now I can really tell people that there is power when you put your trust in God.
Think about what you have just told us, the things that you have faced. Ilikuwa tu by default ukakuja kwa askari, because umetueleza your father is in the service and you are in the service and you learn so much from him. Yani chenye most alikupitisha ulijifunza ukataka kuwa kaa yeye?
I think the things I wanted to do like my father was not really these. Before my father was employed, he was a soccer player. He used to play football. But we used to go back home over the holidays in his house back in our country. I used to see his trophies, the ones he used to be given when he was an MVP, such kind of things. And I remember I got to handle his boots, the one he used to play with back then, and the balls. And I really wanted to be like him in that aspect of playing football, not the aspect of putting on the uniform and serving the nation.
Kumaanisha you are a player pia?
Yeah, I'm a player. And so when I entered high school, I remember I've gone through 4 high schools. 4
high schools. Mimi nilienda tu kwa moja. Sijui ulikuwa unasumbua au nini?
Tell that. My first high school was a school called Menyenya High School. It was a mixed school. It is in Nyamira County. A place called Nyansiongo.
Inakaa tu Kisii.
On your way from Sotik to Garoka, that it's in between there. So Form 1, Form 2. So I joined in 2008.
Form 1, Form 2.
Form 1, 2008.
2008.
Form 2, 2009. So I never made it to go to Form 3. In between there I started playing. So I had to repeat. I was told I had to repeat Form 2. So I repeated. Actually, I now made a decision that I really want to work out. So when I repeated just the first time, my dad came. He wanted to transfer me from the school to take me to another school so that I can go to Form 3. I went to a school called St. Paul's, Amasago. So it's just a place called, it's just from Keroka when you're heading to Kisitau. It's in between there. I've really forgotten that place. It's a long time. I joined there. I really never I never finished the term. Okay, it was not because of discipline issues. My dad had now found another school, which was a bit now, the standard of that school was a bit even more than the one I joined it
Form 1.
So that school was called Kanyawanga. It is in Rongo.
Your father wanted better things for you. He had good dreams for you.
So I had now to, when you see, when I joined Form 1, Form 2, I repeated, that is 2010, I repeated in Form 2. But the same 2010, I was taken from that school to St. Paul's, now went to Form 3. But when I went now down to Luo, the South Nyanza, I was told I had to do an interview for Form 2. Again, I went to Form 2.
So ulisoma Form 2 how many years?
It's a funny thing. Like 2008, 2009, 2010 you are repeated Form 2. The same 2010 you go to another school, Form 3. The same 2010 you are taken from that school back again to Form 2 in another school.
I
usually wonder why.
It seemed demoralizing. Ulikuwa una feel aje hiyo time yani ukifanya hivyo?
My dad had to do all those things. Because at the first place he moved me out from Menyenya because I had repeated and wanted me to go to Form 3. And again, when I went to these Kanyawanga boys, I went back again to Form 2. Okay, I really never felt good, but I had to take it now. I just made a decision. So 2010 Form 2 at Kanyawanga. 2011 Form 3.
Form 3 Kanyawanga.
So 2012 I had to go to Form
4 to another school again.
Now in 2011 when I was in Form 3 at Kanyawanga, I don't know, I can say, I don't know if it some curses, I don't know what. I started like, I don't want to go to school, to class, I don't want to wake up for preps, skiving lessons. So I failed again to go to Form 4. I had to repeat Form 3. So I failed to go to Form 4 2012. So I remember I was given, now schools were reopened, that is in 2012.
Yeah.
So my classmates went to Form 4, I was back in Form 3. So it was first term, we went to half term. Now coming back from half term, my mom had bought me new shoes. It was a kind of motivation for me. So I remember I placed these shoes in my box, and I had other shoes. So you are like, you've been bought new shoes, you're keeping them for some good events, those school outings.
Hiyo sisi tulikuwa napiga hata pasi nguo. Napiga pasi hiyo ni ya kwenda outing.
So I remember we were supposed to go for Science Congress.
Yeah.
In another girls' school called Ulanda Girls. So I had prepared myself well. So this day I went to now open my box so that I can take the shoes to the fundi to be done a good stitching so that they cannot be spoiled. I was so shocked. Open my box, the shoes were not there.
Imeenda.
You can feel that, like, I've not
na hii ni ya outing. Hii ni ya kwenda outing.
The shoes are new. I don't know what now I'll tell my mom. I was so like, my thoughts they were taken elsewhere. Then I remember this, now I never woke up the following day, I never went to class. Actually, I never went to the lessons. Why?
Because of the pain?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm disappointed with the school, with what is happening.
Yes.
Now, that same day was the day a letter was brought to me to take to my dad, so that my dad can come to school, so that they can talk the issues of why I used to skive lessons, those things.
Nakumbuka babako ni askari.
My dad is a cop. By that time, my dad was not in Kisii, he was already transferred to Makueni. He couldn't react so badly. So the thing he said, and I want that child to come to Makueni.
Makueni, mwende mwishi na yeye sasa.
Go to live with him. So he looked for me a school, a school.
Yeah.
It was called St. John's, Malivani.
Yeah.
So 2012.
That is the
same.
You had to repeat another Form 3.
No, I went to Form 3 now.
Form 3.
Because the 2012 back in Kanyawanga, I had repeated. I was supposed to repeat in Form 3.
Yeah.
So going to Makueni, I could not go straight to Form 4 because
you
I
had to just
not even started Form 3.
Yeah.
So I joined Form 3 in Makueni. 2012 Form 3, 2013 Form 4. I finished my high school. So all these things, my thoughts of even becoming a civil engineer had already vanished. So what remained with me? When I was in Makueni, I joined the journalism club.
Yeah.
So I started up that admiration
for media and the other things.
So that is the thing that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Becoming a radio presenter.
And what happened?
So after high school,
yeah,
I actually got a C-.
Yeah.
So, but
2013 high school, C- was a good grade.
Languages, I was good. That's what I was reading. I used to walk with my set books everywhere.
Yeah.
But the sciences, don't ask me what I got. So I came back home 2014. Yeah. I took a short course for computer and driving. And then now money wasn't there. I was having a sister who was about to finish high school. And I was having 2 other younger siblings.
Yeah, who are following you.
Yeah, who are following my sister and me. So I'm looking like, what can I do? Then my mom like, we don't have money.
So
and then my brother at that time is in campus.
Yeah.
Sinde Muliro, and he's being paid.
Yeah, you know how campus is.
He never got the job application.
Yeah.
It is a parallel course. So money is being paid. So I thought about myself. I did things. Now I had to do things back at home that I never thought I would do. Back at home, we usually do you know the scoring group?
Yeah, najua guru.
So the process
Gutu,
of
see.
the process of making that thing is tedious. We're like circling bulls. They're the ones that turn around.
Najua hiyo mashini
then
unafunga ng'ombe
you
unapitisha
press the
miwa.
sugar cane, it is squeezed.
Yeah.
And then that thing is done at night.
Usiku ulali, ng'ombe hazilali.
From midnight to around 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Then you again start cooking that thing until about 11. You cool it. After cooling, you pick it. You take it off from those glasses.
Yeah.
And then again you take it to a place, a store. So I had to work for my cousins
to get
so
some
you
money.
can imagine, we've been brought up in a family where my dad has a job. We have been raised in the town.
Yeah.
I'm back in the village working for my cousins who have dropped out from schools, who are raised in a hard situation. I'm now serving them. You know, in the layman or in the eyes of humans.
How can this work? Mtu wa city akasavu mse wa ushago ako na brain, watu wameenda shule.
He's got to school, he's finished Form 4, we are dropouts, but I had to take myself down.
Yeah.
The other thing I did, I crushed the ballast, the kokoto.
Yeah.
We used to go, actually our place, it's very rocky. We used to dig the mawe, we carry, you know, I could carry a rock that is the size of that monitor.
Yeah.
Actually I have some bruises here. Piling up the rock so that they can pile up, so that a lorry can come. It sold 1,500 shillings, I get the money. You had to make it. I had to do something to see whether actually waiting.
This is my life now.
Waiting to see whether money can be found so that I go to college.
Yeah.
So those are events that took place in 2014.
2014.
Then I worked even in a cyber. I was being paid 100 shillings a day. And sometimes the owner could not give me that 100 shillings. My life was tedious.
Ulikuwa umerent nyumba yako ama you are still living with
my father's house. So I came to the city in 2015. Again, back to the city. Actually, when I was studying the 2 years in Makueni, actually the moment when I joined Makueni, just after 1 month, my dad was transferred.
Yeah.
But I got a friend. They were living in Komarok.
Yeah.
So we used, when schools are closed, we come to Komarok. So I became like their brother.
Their brother, younger brother.
I was assimilated into that family. They treated me like their own. So I really owe them. I thank God for that family. I thank God for that mama who really welcomed me. So because I'd already known the place, I came back in 2015. I came back with some money. I started a business of selling smoky and kebab.
Yeah.
I think there's a time I shared that picture on my social media, platforms. So I started doing that. I did that for some I did that it was the end of 2015. Entering 2016. So 2014 I was doing the studies of computer and driving. Then 2015 I started doing those hustles of cracking rocks and doing all those tedious things back at home. Then at the end of 2015 I came, and then I started selling the smoky for 20 December 2016, January, Feb, around March. My dad told me prison had already announced
for recruitment.
So I told him, okay. He actually told me go to Kasarani area, try.
So you went to the field?
Yeah, I went to the field. I went to Kasarani. I never got the chance.
Yeah, that was the first time.
And then 1 week later, they were recruiting sportsmen.
Yeah.
So I was asked to go to the training college. It's at Ruiru.
Even when you were hustling, you were still sporting.
Yeah, I actually okay. I'll come back there.
Yeah.
So I went to Ruiru. We were taken to Thika Stadium. to
Yeah.
run. I remember I went to run for 800 meters. And if you've never tried something,
Don't. You got tedious,
like
yani
those people, when you see them running those races,
usijiweke kwa
take
vile.
time to become what they are.
Wasemanga usivae viatu ya
Yeah.
baba yako, vaa tu yako.
Actually, 800 meters, it's like 2 laps. I never finished.
Yeah.
So tired, I was so worn out. So I told my dad I never made it. So my dad told me, okay, now there's another man. Promised my dad that we will get your son a second place, these backdoor places.
Yeah.
So I had to go to stay with that person in Kajiado. His house is at Kajiado.
Kajiado.
So waiting for those backdoor.
Yeah.
That was actually, it was around the month of, the recruitment was taking place around it was the month of, March, April. But when I failed, I had to go back to Key. Then some 2 months later, that person came, he said he promised that we could get a backdoor chance. So
Yeah.
I had to come to be with him. It was
Again.
around August.
Yeah.
I stayed with him. August going to the end, September is coming in. 2 weeks down the road, I just told my dad no.
You were in a point of giving up.
Yeah, I
but
told my dad no. By that time,
yeah.
we had already found a church, Pentecostal church.
So
Yeah. So
you were born again that time.
I had already not born again, but I was going to church.
Yeah.
This pastor had already started coming to our house, pastoring to us, ministering to us.
Yeah.
My sister got saved, the one who is following me. My parents got saved, both of them, my mom and dad.
So your parent got saved when you were.
It was around 2015. See?
So I can get you now.
So now I reached a point I told my dad, there's no way we can put trust in man.
Now your father just
I'm telling
now.
my dad,
Yeah.
because you people have already been saved and you're baptized.
Yeah.
Why are you putting
Every
your trust
trust
in
in a
me?
man.
Dad, I want to go back home. I want to come back home. I want to put my trust in God.
In God. You are not born again,
I was not born again.
but you are trusting in the
But
Lord.
Those, because I was brought up in a family, we were used to go to Catholic.
Yeah.
Because I was brought up in a family where I never used hard drugs, those things. I was just a good boy, though I was cheeky.
Yeah.
It is natural to so many
Young men.
innocent kids.
Yes.
So there's this verse in the Bible that says, "Seek my kingdom first,
And any other thing shall follow.
all other things shall follow. Shall grant the desires of your heart."
Yeah.
So when I was in Kajiado in the house, that verse kept
Ringing
in my
my
head.
head.
I said, let me seek this kingdom. Let me see what God can do for me. Money is not there for me to go to college. I can't do anything. This job is not coming. It was actually never in my list, but I came to a point now. I have. If it is there, I'll get it.
Yes.
So I went back home. I called my pastor because we had already created a good relationship.
Yes.
I called him, told him, Dad, I want to come home. There was a crusade that was taking place that month of September.
Yeah.
Preachers had come from America. They
Yes.
were running a very big crusade, and my pastor was the coordinator.
Yeah.
So I told Dad, I'm coming back home. Okay. I told my father, we really argued with my father, but I told my father, I'm not doing this.
I have to
Coming home.
back home.
My dad agreed. He had that conviction because, he's saved, and what is he doing? So they said, let us put that trust in God.
Yes.
So I went back home.
You made your father to believe in God now.
I had to tell him now, if you made the decision to follow Christ,
You have to let Christ.
you have to let Christ do everything.
Yes.
I went back home. I started going to the church.
Yeah.
The crusade came. I was there helping out. I was already a member in the church, but I was not saved. I was not baptized. I had not
You had
made
not
that
choice.
So my pastor led me through. I remember just 2 days after my birthday, that is my 2016 2016, that was I think my 22nd birthday.
Yeah.
After my 22nd birthday, I celebrated my birthday on that crusade. Actually, I remember we lit up those hair balloons. I have those pictures somewhere. So 2 days after was a Sunday. That was 18th.
Yes.
Friday was a 16th. Saturday 17th. Sunday 18th. I was baptized.
Yeah.
So I gave my life to Christ. I was baptized. My journey started there.
Now you are a man of God.
So
you have allowed God to take control over your life.
I used to sometimes the place where our church is and the place where we live, it's a distance of around 8 kilometers. So sometimes I couldn't go home. I used to spend time in the church, sleep with some young men that the pastor had
brought in the church
to serve with him, teach them, become disciples, lead them. So I was there, started learning how to pray, started learning how to read the Bible. So I say to myself, if next year prison is going to recruit, I'm gonna give God chance.
You have to believe in God.
I just have to believe in God. Pastor, now I started learning even to fast. Things I never thought I would do.
You are a cheeky boy.
Yeah, I remember back in high school. Pastor comes, preaches, and then he finishes saying, "You want to give your life to Christ."
I'm like,
does this
Yes,
pastor
I know what
about
is
to lunch? Lunch is about to come. High school, the only times you feel alive is the times of lunch, supper, just times of meals.
Ukisikia kwenda class, ukisikia kuombewa,
You don't want to
it's something else.
So I started fasting. I started with partial.
Yeah.
I remember we went for a streak of 21 days, partial.
Yeah.
Then now when 2017 came, actually when the year was starting, the pastor said, I want every person to tell God what they want God to do to them this year.
Yeah.
If it is a job, mention it. Go direct. Say, this is the kind of job I want.
Yeah.
Don't say, God, I want just a job.
I want
Tell
this.
God, if it is an accountant, I want to be an accountant.
Yeah.
If it is to work for the government as a policeman, I want that.
So that day you chose to become a policeman.
Say, I made the decision. I want to become
A policeman.
a prison officer. The year started well. Kept on going to church. Kept on serving God. Remember, it was the month of June.
Yeah.
So the month of May, I went to a serious fasting, a dry fasting for 3 days and 3 nights.
3 days
the
and
mountain.
Telling
So
God,
I went with
your father.
my biological father. I went there for the first nights. One with my certificates.
There's nothing that can be changed.
Yeah, all my certificates, we were there. Actually, my father started now developing that belief and that trust
In the Lord.
that God can do things.
Yeah.
So the pastor.
In short, you motivated him by what you are doing, for how you change your life.
The way I chose to live.
You start changing the lives of your father and
So
your family.
I started building that faith. It started growing in them that
God can
and then
do
you
it.
see, I told them, if it doesn't happen, then that is not what God wanted me to be.
Yeah.
He will open another avenue for me.
For you.
So I told them, you place money aside.
And let us look upon the Lord.
If I fail to get the job, I'll go to college.
Yeah.
So actually they had saved around 200,000 for me.
Yeah.
I told them, don't use that money to buy the job. If I don't get the job from God,
Then let
I'll go to college.
Let it be.
Yeah. Actually, now that time, all that time when I was saved, all that time I started now going to the field.
So in the mountain you prayed. You asked God, God, give me this.
Going to the field, I was doing some exercises. I used to run from my place 8 kilometers to that.
Putting your faith into practice.
To that sub-county headquarters, that municipal stadium, because that's where I was going to be recruited. We started even a small football club. The pastor told me, I can let you do this, coach some boys, we do something. We started developing a club. We actually won many games.
Yeah.
So around there, people just know me as coach. So I put my faith in practice. I said my pastor used to tell me, you have to be physically fit.
Yeah.
So when that time comes, when they tell you even to run, you be strong.
You'll be strong.
So I was really ready for that year. That year, I remember the theme of our church was, I will restore everything. That's the book of Joel.
Yeah.
I will restore everything that was
That the locust and the canker worm eaten.
Yeah, those years that were
lost.
away. And I'll bring abundance and honor to you. So I had that T-shirt. It was a white one. I remember on that day. So on the mountain, I prayed so hard. I told God, I really want this job. The pastor there who was in the mountain told us, God has heard the prayer, and God is going to bring people that have worked with your dad. And they are going to be your destiny.
Shepherds.
Helpers. You just pass through. And if someone tries to ask money, do not
give them. So God communicated in the mountain.
God communicated. Came back. It's like 1 week later, the recruitment was on. So I was in the field very early. You can imagine the one who was the senior officer there was was used to sew for us uniforms when we were kids living in Kisi prison.
So this is Justin.
Yeah.
Your mom has grown up.
The one who was second in command there.
Yeah.
My father had helped him get the job, and he had taken care of him when my father was an instructor at Prison Staff Training College.
Yeah.
But this man, he was a distant uncle. This man had come for another cousin of mine, not me.
Not you.
So, but now my mom had to make that guy remember. Do you remember the way we took care of you? That is our son.
Yeah, they say do good things and let God.
Just talk one word I know you can talk and things will happen.
Yeah.
Those other guys who are security, who are offering security around, they used to work with my dad.
Yeah.
So that whole pitch, the same things that the pastor in the mountain had spoken,
it came to happen.
I could see it. Now I had that. Do you know, like that?
Now this job is mine.
That feeling you have that.
Yeah, in young
ways, because you can see it.
The faith,
the manifestation of Christ. You are now seeing it.
Yeah.
So I passed every stage. You know, the good thing, I had some good results.
Yeah.
You know, this job they usually say a D+.
But you are there.
But me, I had a C-. So I knew how even to express myself.
Yeah.
So it reached a point we were passing through the measurement. So one of the guys who knows me, who used to work with my dad, was saying, even you're waiting to
be measured. Peter.
I'll go there.
God doing his things.
So God doing his things. So the process went all well.
And you got the job.
Got the letter. The first place I took the letter was in the altar.
And told God, this is your doing.
Thank you. You can imagine we were recruited how many? We were recruited 6 guys and 2 ladies. So those are 8. Out of all those 8, I can tell you all of them had paid.
But you did
because
it.
Because I could see their marks on the fingers.
Yeah.
To show me. So they could even ask me, how much did you give up? I told them,
no mark.
No, do you see any mark in me?
Yeah.
So I got the job, went to the church, we celebrated. My dad was so happy. People were happy. It was a miracle. God did it.
So Justin, you got the job. You know, many people of us in these generations, like ukiambia watu kwa society, a policeman ameokoka, si kitu ya rahisi.
Yeah, it doesn't sound.
Sana Kenya, according to the thing that they do to men. You see the news, you see what the police do. But you serving in the police and being saved, how does that challenge your service unto God? When you are told to go to the streets and do things that are not Christ-like, how do you take it?
They usually say this job it's cast.
It's brutal. The things that the police do is not.
The job of the policeman is like it's a cast. They usually try to go back when Jesus was being crucified.
Yeah.
They say we are the people
that prayed, that gambled
Christ and killed Christ
and gambled with these clothes.
Yeah, and gambled with these clothes. So people tend to look at us. They tend to see like we're antichrist. We cannot proclaim or talk about the good things that God can do.
Yeah.
And actually, people used to say like when I used to tell people I never paid any money to be employed.
Yeah. They do not believe it.
They can't believe. They say no.
Like all of them that have paid, they have gone into their pockets to get this job.
There's this time they say, I have a godfather.
Yeah.
Like there's someone somewhere connecting me. But I used to tell them, no. My dad is a mayor corporal of prison. That is the second rank from mine.
Yeah.
So it is the second last rank in the service.
Yeah.
But I'm there in this camp with children who are coming from posh families. You see?
Yeah.
So people are like, how did you make it?
How did you get this?
You never paid. How did you come here? Do you have someone up there then?
God is my God. So I have up there is God.
Is the one who's above all those godfathers.
Yeah.
And he's the one who did this. Actually, inside there, people pass away. People die because of those training.
Yeah, but people God holds you strong.
Yeah, people pass out. People graduate with injuries.
Yeah.
But God sustained me.
As we wind up, I want you to just encourage someone that is going into a hard time. That man that has been dreaming for having that life, but he has not made it so far. You have told us that you wanted to be something else, but God led you to wear this uniform. But even in this uniform, you found the favor of the Lord, and God directed your life, and you walked in this journey with Him, and He encouraged you, and more, He keeps working and opening more doors for you. So there is somebody outside there that needs that motivation. He has tried it so much that he has not made it, but I want you to encourage him that he can do it.
Yeah. I just want to take this opportunity to actually thank God for this platform. It's a good thing, sitting here, sharing my story, the challenges I've gone through. I'm not yet there. I can tell you people, I'm not yet there. I'm still working hard. But in life, everybody has a story. There are these things you want to do in life. They are burning in you. It's something that is burning in you. But when you look around, it feels like there are a lot of stumbling blocks. Either finances, either your family, the kind of friends you hang out with. There are others who want to pull you down. Sometimes even your relatives, don't really wish the best for you. But you have to give all those things a blind eye and a deaf ear. And now you have to go back and think who you are. How did you come to exist? When you realize that we have a Father in heaven who turns everything, who turns the stories of people, then that is, the starting point of everything. If it was not for my personal choice, my personal decision to choose to follow Him, then I think there could be some dreams that could never be unlocked in my life. It only takes that 1 second when you say, I want to follow Christ, and you get a good Bible teaching church. They groom you, they help you, to feel it, and then you start putting your faith into action. Some little things that you do, and when God sees you're so faithful to Him, your servitude to Him is so good, He'll start now opening those doors one by one. He'll put people in place in your path, destiny helpers. They will hold your hands and they will reach to the goal you want to achieve.